Week 3 of Regional League action is in the books. The results are in, we know where the teams stack up, but where do the players stack up? We're going to take a look at 6 major categories today: highest score, most KOs, most assists, damage dealt, damage tanked, and damage healed across all 3 regions. We're going to identify which players are in the top 5 in each of those 6 categories. We're going to take a look at which regions are tending to dominate in which of the categories, and we're going to jump in right now. We're going to start off with highest score. We know Tagang likes to put in the points. They love to bring the score comps, and AW0 put in 342 points with the Talonflame this past weekend. Week 3 action was really hot for Tagang. They ended up with a default win. They also got their first legit win of the season against Extinction. Really exciting action for them. We also have Kakum bringing Meowscarada. This was one of the top picks for me in terms of surprises for the weekend. Put in 322 points with it. We know Chris Smith likes to bring the Mega Lucario, 309 points in one of their wins from this past weekend. And then we have 2 players represented from Force Gaming continuing to top the league in LATAM, 308 and 301 for both Kylix and Falb, rocking Machamp and the Mega Charizard Y. Now, jumping in to look at the most KOs from this past weekend, we have a couple of ties, but in first place, standing alone, 2Z Esports Mats, rocking the Sarah Ledge with 15 knockouts this past weekend. Big game for them. Second place has a tie between Rezu and Rinks from Los Catacados. Glaceon and Mew, 2 attackers represented here, and then 2 more all-rounders to round out the top 5, a 2-way tie for third place. Deusibom with Dream Max, and then Toon with Root Dignitas, both with 13 knockouts on Sarah Ledge and Mimikyu respectively. Jumping in to look at the most assists, and this number is going to knock you sideways. A lot of assists coming in, and some good representation, dominated by the EU in this. We did have 1 LATAM representation, but EU really stacking up those assist numbers. Relly with Los Catacados with 23 assists on the Gyarados. I think this is more indicative of his team stealing his kills, basically. I think he would tell you the same thing. But Relly with 23 assists on the Gyarados. Leozin, 21 assists from 2Z Esports with the Vaporeon pick. Really huge. Nihat, Los Catacadas represented twice in the top 3. 20 assists with Latias. Really good to see them bring that Mon into play. And good to see a supporter represented here with so many assists. They love to be a playmaker, and this is definitely indicative of that. Daddy Leon and Fizzy's both with Volticons, 20 and 19 assists respectively, really showing out in the EU in terms of assists across the board. Now jumping into some high-level damage dealers, damage tanked, and damage healed. Starting off with damage dealt, there's a lot of 100k plus numbers represented here. Falb with Force Gaming making their presence known again in the top 5. 146k damage with the Alolan Raichu. Extremely strong. Rezu showing out with the Mew, 123,000 damage dealt. Ryrob on the Mimikyu with Tagang, 115k damage dealt. Mufasa with Stamina Esports, 115k damage dealt on the Mega Charizard Y. And then Relly showing up again with the Gyarados, 113k damage dealt. Really showing up in the top 5. Good to see all 3 regions represented here in this category. Looking at damage tanked, all of them defenders. No surprise to anyone. This is how true tanks should be. Thing of note here is there's a lot of Snorlax representation. I love to see that. And again, all 3 leagues represented here, although we are in favor of EU showing up 3 times. Fizzy's showing up with Volticons, 108k damage tanked. Cebus with an Infamous Gaming, 106k damage. Clash with Tagang, 105k damage. Quinto, 99k. And then Alea Jacta with J'aime le Palais, 98k damage. Tanked on the Slowbro. Always good to see a Slowbro picked in competitive play. Getting into damage healed here. We're going to see a ton of supports, but it's really good to see Vaporeon represented, people rocking the Aqua Ring build. First of all, EG's Roland, 98k damage healed with Clefable. Good to see a Clefable roll out in NA. Again, all 3 regions represented here in this top 5. Vaporeon in the number 2 spot, Merrick with Gemla Palais, 97k damage healed. Texas with Kakam Esports, 94 damage healed with the Alcremie. Daddy Leon with the Vaporeon again, Volticons 89k damage healed, and then Sazero from BH3, 86k damage healed with the Blissey. No surprise there. Week 3 action was exciting to watch. These were your top 5 in each of the 6 major player categories. These are your player leaderboards, and these are the players to beat, players to watch as we go into week 4 of action. I'm Vaelor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know who is a surprise for you in each of these categories and who you'd love to see represented. Who's your favorite player that you want to see represented next week when we present these numbers? Signing off for now. Peace.